do this first. Give me a second. You ready? Good morning, guys. I am checking out a little spot closer. Oh, the dog even fell. Let's see. I'm gonna give it about an hour. The reason being because I still got a lot of work to do at the shop, but been kind of slow in the morning, so I was like, you know what, this will give me an opportunity to get some video going. So I like it. It is quite nipply out here today, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it done. I don't know if the dock demon will produce anything because where I'm fishing at, that deep, but we'll see. Kind of excited because I've fished different portions of the spot that I'm currently at, but this will be the first time I actually fish this side of it. Never know. There could be something right up close, and this will be a cool thing to see. You know what I mean? It might be time to. Oh, that's what I was going to do this morning. I've been using a leader that I cut off another leader because I didn't have a single drop. I was like, you know what? Let me go and use some of my single drops. I think I put it in my pocket. Let me make sure before I cut this off. But I did bring it. So we got, what's up, Steve, Chris, Slime Time, Toby. Good morning. Yes, I did. Our single drop drum leaders right there. We sell a lot of these too. Since they are single hook rigs, we put 2 liters per bag. You don't want to be littering. Even though it's paper, and yes, it is littering. So there we go. Perfect for the Dock Demon Special over here. Get this off of here real quick though. I had to tie a different kind of knot because the leader didn't have a swivel, so I tied an Albright. I just got to cut that off. Got it. Yeah. What's up, boss? There we go. Got it off. Yeah, I went to Causeway last night, and sorry, I got later over here. I went to Causeway last night, and yeah, dude, it was packed all the way around. I was like, and then everyone went to Causeway, and the corner was packed because everybody was staying out of the wind. But yeah, I got there, and a couple of guys already had some stringer loads and stuff like that, and then they caught a few while I was there, like when I first started getting there. But as we continued to fish, it went dead. I don't know if they caught after I left, but I was like, man, I got to get to the shop and stuff like that. I didn't want to be drained in the morning because we got probably 800 pounds of weights to break and clean and stuff like that. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, go and get after it. So
yeah, dude, yesterday we had 6 poles from here to here. All of them were hitting. Not at the same time, but yeah, eventually. So just there's something out in kind of like this area. You might get hung up on. You get hung up on it every now and then. But other than that,
up close or y'all casting far out?
I don't know if you can see it, but there's like a little dark line.
Yeah, the channel.
Yeah, that dark line. So pretty much the channel. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I'm gonna put the dock demon out there.
Nice. I've been wanting to make something like that too.
Well, originally started out with the original Zebco reel, and then the first trip out, I caught a 36-inch black drum with it, and it demolished the reel. And so after that, I was like, I need a better reel if I want to keep doing videos. So I put an Avet on it, the little SX Raptor, and I've already did a 51-inch needle nose gar on it. So,
oh yeah?
Yeah, and I pulled it in like 30-something seconds. What did I do? I got some shrimp because I went fishing last night. Since it was cold, I just left it in the cooler. Alright, guys. So one of the things that I have been teaching people a lot, and this is kind of my thing on it. I do use fish bites quite a bit, like a lot of times. That's fish bites and shrimp is a great way, but I don't do it like other guys. I always put my fish bite on first, and then I will put my shrimp on next. Well, looks like I might have to use a smaller piece of shrimp, but we'll see. So I'll put my fish bite. Put my shrimp on next. I'm getting cold. My cheeks are getting cold here. And then I'll use my bait elastic to go around the shrimp. And the reason for this deal like this, doing it with the shrimp like that, is because when the bait fish come up and take the shrimp, and I have to bring it back in and rebait it, by doing it like this, all I have to do is replace the shrimp. I don't have to replace the fish bite because the fish bite is pretty much still brand new. I don't care, I mean, granted, I've got video where it took, like 200 perch, like 15 minutes of them working on it to finally get it off the hook. But it just means that I can put or reuse it and reuse it until it's actually gone. I've seen where other places are, or other guys are showing you how to pre-attach the fish bite to the shrimp, and then once the shrimp's gone, they, like, I don't get it. Like, do they throw away the fish bite, cut it off, and start a new one? I'm not about wasting money, so I definitely look at that. But I'm gonna see if I have the other holder. I didn't realize I had my bigger tripod there, and I might do that. So that way, I don't know if the camera's vibrating too much with the movement and stuff like that. But if it is, then I might have to find another way. But let's see if this will work. But let me go and get this one out there first. Don't worry, I got the bigger rods too, guys. Yeah, fish with that dock demon is something else. Let's see. Let's see. And there you go. There's an example. These are almost 2 fresh pieces of fish bites that we put out last night. Granted, the fish weren't biting. We caught multiple whiting and stuff like that. I didn't really get a video last night because I actually forgot my tripod and the gimbals for the phones. So I took some individual video shorts and stuff like that. We'll see how this goes. Get this on there. One piece. Get another one. Morning, G. Perez. What's up, boss? Should still be wet from last night, so we'll see. Hopefully this works.
Oh shit.
Oh no, video. Alright. So the time will start now at 14 minutes, so I've been about an hour. I said I wish I could stay longer, but I didn't tell Jeff to come in early, so I definitely got to get there and open up the shops. Just I'm looking for a meat haul, guys. I want to take some fish home, so we'll see how this works out for me. And hate hiccups. Say y'all can watch the rod for me, but I can actually move over and actually see the rod behind me. We'll see. There's another guy fishing off the point over there on that side. I've been kind of keeping an eye on him. I haven't seen him pull in anything, so I don't know. I just wanted to come out so bad yesterday, and I should have listened to my gut. Talked to the guys that came out to the pier, and they said they were on them all morning long. And then the guys that came out later after that, they got on them too. Multiple guys left with limits yesterday, but it like I said, it died out for about an hour or an hour and a half, and I was just like, all right, I'm good, you know. I didn't want to stay too late or be forced to stay too late just to get on the fish. So I thought to myself, well, if all comes to worst, then I'll just pull out some tuna out of the freezer and do some sashimi at the shop for myself. So, but I do got a question, guys, for the guys that deal with tuna all the time. When I defrosted it, it didn't look as shiny and golden like you see, or the reddish color that you see when you go to a tuna shop. So I'm wondering if I defrosted it incorrectly. Any pointers would be much appreciated on that note. Getting pretty chilly. Might need to go put on my other slippers too. Got a couple more backups. Yeah, pitchy. And I also got those two rods with shrimp and fish bites. But I'm going to go and put this one out with just shrimp by itself. Because there is a time when I've seen that you don't need the fish bites, because there is no bait fish out there. But we will see what is going on here in just a bit. Yep, life will do that to you, boss. The amount of stuff that I got going on right here, it's definitely working a kitchen solo kind of deal. But I heard some clicking off the definitely looking a little chilly out here. Kind of stay organized. That way, just in case it starts raining on me, I can pack up and leave fairly quick. Let me get my other sweater. It definitely helps to get out of the wind too. So. And I messed my other coverall so bad. It's been like 10 years since I lost it. I had like 6 sets inside of my Marine Corps duffel bag. They fell out of the truck one day when I was leaving Bob Hall Pier. Went back to go look for them and they were gone. Ugh. Now, just got to layer up with Team Hard Life hoodies and I'll be all right. Oh yeah, no, actually I got 3 hoodies. 1, 2, and 3. Yeah. Let's see. Put this around to give you a little bit better look. Got my 3LX Raptors right there on 10-foot rods, 552 Harringtons on Hernandez. And then the duck demon. It's on. Yeah, they have a small craft advisory about to kick up, or it's supposed to start about 10 o'clock. So we'll see what ends up happening here. But I figure I'd go in. I think I might back up some more just so I'm closer, but all right. The wind is, I don't know if the wind's knocking it on, y'all. Trying to keep the dock demon in there, but I noticed the farther back that I had, the wind was playing with it too much. Let me see if I have another little deal so I can put it on the tripod. It'll definitely make it a lot more stable. Money, got it. Oh yeah, it's. And we got. Actually, that middle rod is one. Okay, I've got a lot of like particularly collectible Harringtons and Harnells in my collection. That is especially one of them. The reason being because it's a what they call a bronze Harrington. When Harnell and Harrington used to have their companies together, they made a rawhide blank. I don't know which company actually was the main one of the Harnell brand, but they used to make that rod blank. Well, occasionally Harrington and Harnell would run out of their product to make their top line fishing rod. So they would use some of the rawhide material, which is like an amber looking rod or rod material to make it, and they would put the resin together and make a Harnell or Harrington fishing rod. But they would sand it down and paint it to make it look like a Harrington blank. So that's where the bronze coloring would come from, that they would call it and stuff like that. So yeah, if I actually were to pull the butt cap off of it, you would see that brownish color on there and stuff. Yep, time to do a video short, guys. Yeah, the Doc Demon is out. So the rain looks like it says it got pushed back. It was supposed to start at 10. Now it got pushed back to 11. Oops, oops. I think it was colder yesterday morning. By a few degrees, not by much, but a few degrees.
My buddies that came out here, they're like, God damn, it's skits. How the fuck are you out here? It's freezing. I said, once you catch that first one, it's not cold no more.
Yeah.
And then sure enough, they're like, oh, we go. I said, it's cold no more, huh? They're like,
Yep. Yeah, let's see. We're at 44 degrees, and now the rain's likely around 11 a.m. is what they're talking about. So, the same where it says it feels like. Let's see if it gives me that. Yeah, it feels like it's 38. That's what it's saying. Oh, and another reason why I can't stay any longer is I got my VA appointments too. So, yeah. Yeah, fishy, fishy, fishy. Hurting for sturgeon. What's up, boss? How you doing? In this temperature, we're targeting redfish, black drum primarily. Flounder will be out here as well. Sharks will still be caught in the cold, but here in the bays, you're less likely to catch them, but you cannot say that you will never catch them because we've caught them before. So a lot of times, though, they push out. Once the temperatures start getting real cold, they'll push out to deeper water and stuff like that. So red drum, black drum, love this. Alan, what's up, boss? Yeah, actually, what I can do. Little history lesson for you guys. That is one of 3 Harringtons that I bought back in 2002. I got that one. It's twins. That's one of them that is still fooling. The other one I snapped off a lot of foot of it a few years ago. So they're identical all the way up to right there. I cut off the tip, broke off the tip. Those 3 are actually original Harringtons I got. this rod right here, I got like in 2006, and that one I got with a pair. It was that one and another one. They used to have the word Casper written on them, and everything is still original from when I got it back in there. But I do have a rod tip that I do got to fix because the ceramic is out of there. But as you can tell, I've been using it like that for probably a decade now. See, that's all worn. But this one is the one I'm talking about right there. Still has the Harrington sticker on it. And this one was actually a Braid that some guys down here at Corpus got a hold of it, and they built the rod, but whoever built it was not paying attention because the guys were off. They were bad. They weren't straight in line. So they went out and used it, and never caught. And then one day they were like, one guy sold it to another guy, another guy sold it to another guy. It was like 2 or 3 guys had it before I got my hands on it. I got it pretty cheap. I think I paid like $200 something for it. And so they said the rod was bad luck. And I said, no, bro, it ain't that. It's just y'all are treating it like she ain't even dressed. Like, how would you like to be looking like crap going out there to go fishing? You know, so I gave her a proper dress, went out and fished it, and I smoked the fish that weekend with it. Them guys they were out there. They're like, "There's no way that rod." I said, "You saw me pulling the fish, and it was bull red after bull red, and shark and bull red, and yeah, we smashed on them. So it was pretty awesome. But yeah, there's times when those rods are just you can't keep up with the amount of fish that are getting caught on them and stuff like that too. So, well, don't forget we still got the dock demon right there in the corner, seeing off to the right a little bit. So, like I said, I'm gonna give it about an hour and then I gotta run back to the shop. So we'll see if we can get a quick limit and run out. Got a buddy of mine over here, Taco Rich. He's got his gear out there. Got some fitted gear. He's got them spread out like that. He said pretty much everything from a little bit to the left of me all the way around to where he's at on the right side was where they were hitting the drum and reds yesterday. They actually caught some reds too. So we'll see. I'm home fishing. Fishing. Bring it. Morning, Kruger. How you doing? You have more subs. Oh, really? I hadn't kept track of that. That's pretty cool. As I know, he blew up. I mean, he was way up there for a while. Try to do some business with them, giving them fishing tackle and the form of a sponsorship and stuff like that. And I gave him several $100s worth of gear, surf weights and all of that, and not once got a shout out or anything like that. So sorry, guys, I can't afford to be giving guys. I mean, even if he was to put out his videos of testing my gear against other people's gear, I mean, some kind of, let people know that he was using my gear. And he goes, "Oh yeah, I used it. I said, "Yeah, but I didn't hear not one time where you said that it was my gear or where to go get it or anything like that. Like, that's the whole point of a sponsorship, is like you have to advertise the gear and stuff like that." And so yeah, I got used by him, so I'm not giving him more gear, and he's already gotten on to other guys and stuff like that, which is fine. I just, at the time he didn't have nobody giving him, fishing tackle like that, so I went and jumped on it and tried to get that spot. But yes, people offered him more, but still, when you don't advertise my gear, that's still, a shot in the foot kind of deal. So What's up, Drew? How you doing, man? So yeah, we do get out here and fish in the cold. I think the coldest temperatures I ever fished were when I was a kid and back when we were out in Ball Pier, where they closed the bays. Like you could not fish at all. They didn't allow any fishing, and we were actually fishing in the bays. So we ended up packing up and we went to Bob Hall Pier and we went out there and fished. And it was a time like this. It was nighttime and it was in the 40s, and we actually landed a 10-foot tiger out there. So they're out there. I did 2 black tips back to back. And I knew, and I was telling my buddy, I was like, dude, I said, you're going to end up catching my tiger. And he said, why is that? I said, because I don't have no more baits in the water and it's here. It's waiting for me. And I ended up cracking my beer, and sure enough, it hooked up to his rod, and it was game on. So still helped him land it. Yep, not yet. We're waiting. Daniel Garcia, what's up, man? Oh, fishy, fishy. We all had those, Kruger, where it's a comedy. Yeah, you get out there and nothing goes right. Yep, been there. But that's when you get through it, you can fish harder, it can really produce. I know I told you about one of the trips where I ended up taking first, second place in the shark division and most inches in that same tournament. It would have been first, second, and third, but we found out years later that the guy in third place had actually cheated. He had used an illegal bait to catch his shark. It was already after the 2-year mark, so couldn't really do nothing about it. Pretty crazy. Did find out about another guy that they're about 98% sure that he cheated during the tournament. They found one of the alligator guards tied up to a device out there. So they pulled the gar out of the water, took pictures with it, took the exact measurements, and days later, that guy ended up winning that alligator gar tournament with that exact size from that area where they had found this alligator gar. So, the guy doesn't want to get involved, kind of deal. And I was like, dude, you got to do it. You got to put it out there, because when guys don't get caught cheating, they keep getting away with it, yet they want to talk trash about everybody else, how they can do this, they can do that. And when it comes out that they were legit caught cheating, man, is what needs to be put out there, so that people what lengths they went through to poke everybody's eyes, especially when it's a money tournament like that. That is actually a federal offense, and that was something that I was talking about the other day, and that's kind of what brought up that information. I was like, dude, like, you have the pictures to prove it. Like, put it out there, man. Like, that people need to know these things, because when you fish these tournaments, you are putting out there that it's going to be a legit deal for everybody to go out there and enjoy themselves without having to worry about being scammed. And basically, they all got scammed. And I was like, man, that sucks. I'll never fish any of those tournaments that have those guys that are involved in those tournaments again. So, because if other guys from other tournaments knew what he was doing but didn't say nothing, they're just as guilty as he is, because they put on their own tournaments too. Like, dude, that I'm sorry, that's not cool in any way, shape, or form in my book. And I cannot say any names, guys, and I won't, because it's not my party to crash. And right now it's all hearsay, especially if I can't provide the pictures for it. I'm just letting you know what's been told to me and shown to me. But again, too, I don't have the pictures. I told my buddy, I was like, dude, like, and I kind of put it into terms like this, like, if somebody was cheating in your tournament, you would want somebody to say something, and he went above and beyond to ensure that nobody was cheating. I mean, he even came and checked on my tournament, or came and checked on me and my crew, should I say. It wasn't my tournament. He came and checked on me and my crew because he was helping that tournament make sure that everybody was doing the right thing. So he came by and he was basically acting like a game warden for the tournament that they were putting on. And, you know, that's important, dude. Like, I was like, sure, yeah, here, come look at my cooler, come look at our baits, come, you know. Yes, that's the way it should be. Like, you should be on the honor system, especially when you're putting into a tournament like that. And for the guys that are not, should be drugged through the coals real quick, like, man, because a lot of us work our butts off to get into these tournaments and stuff like that, and to have that put out, that is not cool. Not cool at all. Oh, I bet your hands are freezing. Oh, actually, they're not. You chop them up and leave the bones in there and stuff like that. Oh man. Dang, Billy. Yep, it happens, man. Well, yesterday I didn't catch nothing. Like I said, I saw multiple gar get caught. I didn't catch any at all. So, but I'm also too. I'm putting on the hood just to block my ears, but I'm trying to keep it where it don't mess up the front end of my hair and stuff like that. So I don't have a bad hair day. But you saw it was fixed in the morning. You know, and actually, I have fished an area where they were dredging the inside of the channel. It was actually during Boca Chica, and this is probably 10 years ago, something like that. I know we got pictures of all the fish and sharks and stuff like that, and it's actually on my buddy Raj's Facebook because he was going live to his deal when we were hooking up, and they were dredging the opposite end of the channel over there, and we were tearing up the fish. I mean, cobia, sharks, bull reds. It was insane that night. I think we did like 9 sharks in a matter of hours. And I mean, they were beast. They were beast, fat sharks. One of them that we sat down, it was sitting on its belly, and its mouth and tail didn't even touch the floor. Like, it was straight up sitting on its belly. So it was a big old pregnant one. So we got the hook out as quick as we could, and we also got the other lure and another hook that it broke off of some other people, and we got that out of her mouth too, and then we released her. So. Oh, fishy, fishy, take it, take it, take it, take it. Jesus, they're throwing it all on the beach. Say, sometime, normally when they do that too, if you go through there, you'll find like shark's teeth, that are fossilized shark's teeth. That's where they would do in North Carolina. and they would have a week long deal where, you know, they people would go through that dredged up sand and stuff like that, and they would find tons of megalodon teeth and stuff like that. I think I was out there one time when they found like a 5.5 incher or a 6 incher, and they ended up selling the tooth for like $3,000 that day. So just something to look at too, man. That'd be some cool videos going through there trying to find some shark teeth like that. So maybe something else to look at. So why did you get run off the beach by the Rangers? The pier doesn't allow braid? What? Why don't they allow braid? Like, didn't know they can control what kind of line you use on there. Like, not like mono's any different, that you break off and you still catch it on marine life and stuff like that. Wow, that's a new one for me. Never heard of a place that they don't allow braid. That sucks. We were just talking about that last night, actually, on the pier. That was a pretty cool conversation because I was talking with a few guys that were talking about that once they started using braid all the time, like me, and then they went back trying to use mono, they saw what I was talking about when I said, man, I'm never going back to mono. Like, there's just too much stretch in the line, too much just, it was a pain in the butt and stuff like that to fish it. And yeah, I'll never go back. The only reason I ever put mono on my gear now is for offshore fishing, because you have to have it. Like, when you go trolling and all of that, it spins up your line, so you definitely have to use the monofilament to help out. So yeah, we used to think the stretch was actually good, and the stretch actually can work against you, because you got to take all the stretch out before you actually get like a proper hook set, or you actually know how big that fish actually is. Whereas when I set the hook with braid, I instantly set the hook from shore, no matter how far out it is. Like, I don't have to keep pumping on it to get all that stretch of the line out of there before it actually engages the way it's supposed to engage. Um, that and a lot more sensitivity too with braid. You get better hookup ratios because you can feel what's going on. So I am double drop drum leaders fishing. The only one that has a single drop is the Dock Demon, which is way over here in the corner. I know y'all can see it right there off to the side. But they all have double drop drum leaders using fish bites and shrimp, except for the one to the left. It has only got shrimp on it. But yeah, we're seeing if it goes like a nice 28-inch red. That'll be nice. That'll be almost enough to feed the family. 2 of them would be perfect. If we get one redfish, then we have to do it. You know, I have to chop it up in smaller pieces just to add more breading to then get more sides going and stuff like that. Me personally, when I eat fish, I normally like to just eat fish and tartar sauce, but when there's not enough, then I throw in sides, or I get fried shrimp going and stuff like that, just to add more meat to the meal and stuff like that. So. That was another thing. Yeah, that was a big thing slam time when I was using monofilament. I actually had to carry extra spools of mono. Like, and I'm telling you, if I would have started my channel 5 years prior to what it actually did, y'all would have seen the craziness of the amount of fishing I used to do. And The amount of gear I used to take with me was just outrageous. Like, literally, I probably had $10,000 worth of surplus gear with me on every fishing trip. You know, swivels, sleeves, crimpers, cable, monofilament, like heavy mono to build leaders, long line clips, hooks. I mean, I had it was crazy the amount of gear that I would have with me just in case I ran out of leaders that were already pre-built. I would go to making leaders on the beach and stuff like that. And it's happened to us before where we actually lost all the monofilament off our big reels that I had. It was 2 or 3 extra spools of 100-pound mono in the 4-pound spools, like the big spools. And we wasted through, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 2,200 yards or it's over 2,000 yards of 100-pound mono per spool. And we ate through all of that in the first day of fishing, like within the first 6 to 8 hours. It was crazy. We got our butts handed to us, and it was 100-pound monofilament. And we had 100-pound braid after that, and it got to the point that if we didn't have mono on the reel, that we didn't even run the braid and stuff like that. Because at the time we were using Power Pro, and it was solid, so we knew that if we ran it like that, we would end up losing him. But we also got to the point that we were running way shallower, and only putting like 100 or 200 yard top shot of mono just so we can still get deep enough, because the rack we were on was high enough. But again, too, we didn't want the braid in the water. Now, if it hooked up to a fish and then went in the water, we weren't worried about it because it wasn't on the sandbars. But it was pretty crazy. Oh, that's why, because braid will cut through monofilament. That's why they don't like braid up there. Guys that ain't paying attention to their gear, you know, they get cut off with that. But I've had mono cut off other people's lines too. But yeah, when you have braid, you pretty much win that battle. Depending on what kind of braid you have and whose line is running. Whoever's line is running is mainly going to be the one that's cutting everybody off and stuff like that too. So there you go, airboat. God, that's gotta suck right now. Ooh, I bet you that is so cold. Oh my gosh, that is cold, cold. That too, yeah. Yep, it doesn't blow up as quickly as monofilament does when you're casting. That's for sure. Well, there was also a time here that we were using a solid braid, like a 4-strand, and it was extremely abrasive. And a lot of the guys liked it because when we had seaweed coming through um, by the pier and the islands that it used to come through, we used to sit there and just rock our rods back and forth like we were setting the hook, and it would cut through those islands of braid, so we didn't lose it. But the only bad thing was, if you didn't have a crew of people helping everybody out, you couldn't saw through it fast enough, and sometimes your other lines got taken off. But a lot of times you got to work early, you could save your lines and stuff like that. So Henry, what's up, boss? How you doing? Come on, fishy. cold, cold. And I'm over here standing behind the truck just so I could block the wind. Hey, Henry, were you able to break in the rod too? I don't remember if you said you did or didn't. Yep. Yeah, the braid, you know, depending on which ones they use too. If they're using a solid braid and it's very abrasive, that you could definitely feel the difference on it. And I've heard people where they say that it's like nails on a chalkboard for them, which I understand because, you know, as it's coming through those guides, it can create that. I used to feel that before, but I don't feel it anymore, especially now that I'm using hollow core braid. See, I'm updating, see if it's gotten any warmer. Yep, it got 1 degree warmer, and we're supposed to have rain at about 10 o'clock now. Now it's showing 10. Earlier it was showing 11. But it's definitely coming. They're talking about, look at that, it goes from 30 to 41 to 50 to 73 to 97 to 100. Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. But also, too, I got to go through the videos. I've got a lot of videos I still have not posted. And it's only because I was so busy during that time frame. Like the veterans group that I went out fishing with, you know, what was it, like last month or the month before? I got that video to put out. I went fishing with my brother. I got that video to put out. And I think I was out at Causeway. So I got another video to put out from there, too. And all of those are about 3 to 4 hours of footage that I took. And I still got to work through it and stuff like that. And the only thing I don't like about it is because I don't remember exactly what happened on all those trips during that portion, so I can't edit through it quickly. I actually got to sit down and listen to it word for word kind of deal, and go from there. So. Fishing, 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 fishing. You start running hollow cord, Zach, and it will be a game changer for you. Especially when, like I said, last night would have been a good one. I cast it out and I had a burn off because I got deeper into the spool than I had been prior to any other cast to that. So it backlashed really nasty, really nasty. Like it took me a minute to find the end point, but once I got it all done, I didn't lose any more braid and actually restrung it right there through the guides and went back to fishing. And one of the guys made a comment. He was like, "Man," he's like, "I didn't think you were ever gonna get that out." I was like, "Why?" And it's like, he's just because you see a braid backlash like that, it's over. Like you don't ever get it out, and you got it out, and you got it out fast. I was like, "That's why we fish the hollow core. Like it is amazing." Now, the one thing that I do notice is when you put hollow core on a spinning reel, you see the twist a lot more. You don't see it as bad with the solid braid because it's already so abrasive kind of deal, and if you actually, it spins the same way, you know, as a hollow core does, but because the hollow core lays flat, you tend to see it a lot easier on it and stuff like that. So. But I've got guys that have using braid or the hollow core on their spinning reel for years now with it all twisted, and they go, "Man, I don't have no issues." So I'm like, "All right, man, that's cool." Like, you know, I was kind of worried because for me that would annoy me, but that's me. And I keep reminding people the way what may annoy me may not annoy you. You know what I mean? And so definitely, you know, don't take it as I'm taking a jab at you or anything like that. I'm just putting out what I feel or what I look at, you know, and it like I said, that may not be your priority. It may not be what annoys you or doesn't annoy you, you know what I mean? Which is good, you know, just putting out the knowledge, you know, just sharing my thoughts. So on hurting for surgeon, I see you said your rods, you still get those grooves in there. But you got a Dremel for nail care, and I use that to buff out the burrs on the grooves it creates. Uh, Now, when you do that though, doesn't it wear down the thickness of the guide? Yeah, I'm using the bait elastic on my gear, and actually we've already had it in there almost 45 minutes. And if there's bait fish out there, yeah, you would have seen a lot of action on the rods. They would have been dancing out there and stuff like that. But I haven't really been seeing that, so that's why I haven't really been checking on it. But also too, like I said last night, we actually had baits out there for like an hour, and the shrimp laid untouched. So that again too, yes. Uh, when there's a lot of bait fish, yeah, I would have already definitely had to check my gear, you know, every like 15 minutes or so, depending on how much action you see on the rod tips. But I haven't seen much on it, and I'm also throwing pyramids. So if any bait fish had been messing with my gear, my lines would have been continuously slacking up. The bait fish ain't big enough to pull the weight and swim with it, but they are big enough to make it drift. And you know, every time they would pull on it, the weight will move and move and move and roll and stuff like that. So definitely would have had that. And Zach, where are you at again, boss? I'm trying to remember where all you guys are from, but it's quite a bit of y'all out there. So about 10 more minutes, guys, and that'll be exactly about an hour that I've had all my lines in the water. So, and actually, as a kid, I used to fish with my shrimp peeled. Um, I noticed I got a lot more action that way because you got a lot more of the shrimp inner flesh exposed, and you put out a lot more scent. And now that we got this bait elastic, yeah, I use the hell out of it. Oh, okay, cool deal. Yeah, that'll be cool, Hurting. Definitely have to check that out and stuff like that. Normally, what I would do is I would get a Scotch-Brite and I would run that over my guides, and that would help with that. And then I take a cotton ball afterwards to find out if I have any burrs on there that I had to worry about. But all the guides that I use now are ceramic, and actually, since we're here, and y'all know I use nothing Loco Braid have been probably the better part of, 6-7 years. These are all original guides. I've not had to touch them at all. These are what they call the green ring Fujis. Those are the regular black ring ones right there. Metal, you can definitely get some proper footing here because I'm walking on rocks. So these are the original guides, like I said. And he had this built 20-something years before I got my hands on it. It's already getting to the point too that I want to send it to my rod wrapper so I can take off a little bit of epoxy and then re-epoxy, which is going to change the color because the epoxy is going to sink into those cracks and make it dark on those edges. So I'll end up having some tiger stripe looking thread work here, which I can't wait to get inside it. And there you can see that it has through the metal guide right there, but only because the ceramic is missing. You can tell this is old. Yeah, like I said, I've had them. A lot of those rods upwards of 22 years, and now, people have asked me to buy them, and I'm like, I ain't selling them. Those are going to be my kids' rods. So I know if I were to get rid of them like that, yep. So let's see. Boom, nailed it. Got it. Here, fishy, fishy. Well, Ray, you're in there for your surgery, right? Or did you already have it? Shoot, if you can find a Harrington at 250 now, at 250, well, that'll be a epic. You pretty much stole that rod. Like I said, I've been offered $1,500 for one of my Harringtons without the reel, and I actually turned that down. So just kind of a heads up on that, guys. Like, if you build some kind of reputation with your rods, you can definitely get a lot more for it. But I told them too, like, you got to make a price that will make me want to give up my memories with that rod, kind of deal. And the guy pulled out $1,500. He's like, will that jog your memory? Or, get it to, like, nope, still not enough. So, and again, too, it don't have to be Harringtons, but it is Harringtons for me, because I remember as a kid, growing up extremely poor or broke, that was like the life goal as a young kid, to get your hands on Harringtons, custom rods like that. And then when I finally worked hard, went through the Marine Corps, got a job to where I can afford them, and I started buying them, that was when I finally reached another one of my goals. So granted, it took 10, it was at least 10 years since I had seen my first Harrington, maybe 10 to 12 years it took me to finally get my first Harrington. And then after that, I was addicted to them. Still am, but I will not pay top dollar for them. I like to find those deals. If I could ever get them for $300 to $400, okay, I can do that if I can afford it, just because I want to keep them in the collection. But a lot of guys will sell them to me at that price because they know that I won't get rid of them. They want them to go to a family that's going to care about them, not be, living in the pawn shop or being sold off or, abused like crazy for no reason. They do care about where they go to after they're no longer in their possession, kind of deal. So I can respect that too. You know, they had them for so long, and you know, took care of them for that, to see them go to waste. You know, so. Yeah, no, I used to have some ugly sticks and some Fenwicks the same way that had some history on them, but those weren't as, I guess, I wasn't willing to hold on to them, you know, as much as I am with my Harringtons. That's something different. But yeah, I've got guys that have old ugly sticks, Roddy Hunters, you know, a bunch of Walmart specials kind of deal, and they have them rebuilt, like, you know, every couple of years, or depending on how they build them, they have to do that. If they do it right the first time, they'll pay a little bit more, but it'll be a decade before they even have to touch them. So, and mine are about that time. The one on the right is about 10 years in my possession. So I'm gonna, oh shoot, no, 18 years. 16 years that I've had that one in my collection, and it's finally going to have some re-epoxy work done on it and stuff like that. So, oh, well, guys, it did not work out, and it's been an hour, so let me go and check my bait. There you go. Pretty much untouched right there with the shrimp still on it. Thinking I might leave it on there just in case I decide to get a wild hair and come back out. No, I'm gonna have to check the weather. Let me check the weather. It's gonna be raining. Oh, that's right. It's gonna be raining all day, is what they're saying. And granted, yes, the fish are already wet. So 100% chance. Oh, God. I gotta show you all this. So, whoa, whoa, whoa. Finally, finally. It should kick on from here on out. Here we go, black. Nice.
time is it? What, like 8, 9 o'clock?
Yeah, but I forgot my appointment.
Yeah, that's right, that's right.
I gotta go to the shop. There you go, guys. Yeah, nice one. Wonder how big it is. It's got to be 30. 34.5 inches, guys.
34?
34.
Nice.
Yep. And I knew it was a nice one. That is pretty. Yeah. Pretty fish. $34.5. And that's the way it happens, guys. Right when you're getting ready to leave, they decide to start biting. And yes, I am warm now. Yep, yep. That's because I almost pulled that rod in first. And that one was just on all, nothing but shrimp, no fish bites.
Just shrimp?
Just shrimp, yeah.
I'll never charge this guy this cheap ever again for these fish. I charged him $75 to scale and he had 10 fish. I'm gonna tell him today, hey sir, next time it's $15, $20 each fish.
Especially in the cold, bro. I was about to make a comment like, dude, I know that sucks.
Well, right now, I'm not cold because this is my environment.
Yeah.
I mean, so it's got me out of my normal state of mind. So,
Yeah.
like yesterday, it was freezing.
Uh-huh.
And the guys came, and I'm out here like nothing without this on. They're like, dude, what the fuck's wrong with you? I said, bro, you catch that first one, you're not cold no more.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? And then I'm learning too right here doing this. So the next time I know where to cut, what to take off, where to scale at.
I've got videos on the channel.
Yeah.
Yeah, to do that. But I don't scale them.
Yeah, I know. I've never scaled them either. But
I cut up underneath, and then when I flip the meat over, I just slide it right off.
Yeah. But these guys, they're Indians, so they want the whole bone and the bone in the meat.
Yeah.
So
because kind of like steak, the bones in the fish actually give it more flavor.
Yeah, that's what he's telling me.
I don't know which rod to pull in. Kind of hoping it was an oversized red. I would have tagged it.
Yeah. I only caught one yesterday out of like 25 drum out here.
Yeah.
Just one red yesterday.
Yeah, even that one up close in the flats right there. Shrimp's still good. Look. I love this duck demon.
It's start raining here in a minute.
Yeah, I can already feel some sprinkles.
Oh, Mom's telling my mom, man, you're crazy, son. She thought it's cold and it's going to be raining. I said, I want to catch some fish.
Yeah, I was just checking the forecast. It's supposed to be 100% within the next 2 hours.
Yeah.
And stay 100% all the way to about 4 or 5 in the morning.
Maybe that's why the bite was so good yesterday, huh?
I've caught a lot of fish when the rain is coming like that, or even in the rain and stuff like that. But
that's what I was thinking too. I'll probably end up staying out here.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm not prepared for heavy rain. Now I used to have the jackets and all of that, but when you stop going for a while, you kind of lose stuff, and so I need to get my gear back up and running for sure. Because my goal for this year is to fish 25 more days than I did last year. So I'm on track. I'm on track.
Me, last year I was all over the reds. This year I've caught maybe 4 reds, if that, all black drum. Last year it was the other way, all reds, no black drum.
There ain't nothing wrong with that, man. I always take the rods off before I close my tailgate. I've seen it too many times where people closing the tailgate, and right as the tailgate's closing, the rod slips over and snap. It's like, ooh, ooh. All right, gents, I am out. So pretty much nailed it right there. Right at it, got my first fish, but I've got a lot of things I got to do, guys. So I will be going to my VA appointment, and after that, we got a lot of weights to break down. So be working on that all day today, and because tomorrow I've got the veterans group that I'll be taking out, and we're praying it doesn't rain all the way through tomorrow, but if it is, then we might have to postpone and stuff like that. But we'll see what's up, guys. Y'all have a good one. I will talk to y'all later, and got my catch.